obviously steady communication once you get back is really important. Guys tell me all the time, they go on their romance tour, they meet somebody, they come back to the States, and it feels like the whole thing was just a big dream. They're just amazed that they went through that experience, and they feel a complete sense of loss now that they're back here in the States and she's still wherever she is, because now there's that gulf of distance between the two of you. Well, there's no more critical time than that for you to reach out through communication to make sure your email, your Skype options, your telephone options are all working for you. You know, the most important thing, obviously, in a long-distance relationship is communication. You've got to have steady, reliable communication, which means you've got to use all of the tools that are available to you guys, and you know this already. So that means email. That means phone conferences, wherever possible. You'll talk to her on the phone. That'll be very important, so she can hear your voice, you can hear hers, you can reassure each other that things are going well and your relationship is growing. Obviously, where you can use Skype, you'd want to use Skype. Look, any tool that you can that's going to help you keep correspondence going is going to be important. But obviously, steady communication once you get back is really important. Guys tell me all the time, they go on their romance tour, they meet somebody, they come back to the States, and it feels like the whole thing was just a big dream. They're just amazed that they went through that experience, and they feel a complete sense of loss now that they're back here in the States and she's still wherever she is, because now there's that gulf of distance between the two of you. Well, there's no more critical time than that for you to reach out through communication to make sure your email, your Skype options, your telephone options are all working for you. And with that, guys, comes commitment, which means whenever you schedule to talk to each other by phone or schedule a Skype conference, you want to make sure that you're there and available for that to happen. She should be doing the same. Where couples get into trouble is when one party is committed to that and another party is aloof, not as committed to that. So if you're scheduling calls and you're scheduling Skype and she's available and she's there, that's a good sign. If she's not, that may be a red flag and something that we'd want to talk about. Or if you, for some reason, are unable to keep your appointments, women in this process can lose faith just like you can if the experience is not really consistent for them. So keep your commitment to keeping that communication going really, really strong. And again, guys, there has to be some transparency and some accountability when you talk about commitment, which means that you've got to know that the two of you are a couple, you are in love and behaving as such. And when, again, there's long distance in between the two of you, that's kind of a hard thing to count on sometimes. I think it's really important for you to ask her, what does transparency look like? What does commitment in a long distance relationship look like? What would accountability look like? So, in order for you, my love, halfway across the world to know that I love you, and in fact, we're moving forward as a couple, and I'm as committed to you here as I was there. What does that look like? What best practices would you like to see? What can I do to assure you that we are in fact committed to each other and I'm keeping my commitment to you? Let her give you that feedback. It'll give you an idea of what not only she expects from you, but what you can realistically expect from her, and talk about that as a couple. It's really, really important. And then, of course, we've talked about being consistent with scheduling your communication and your phone calls. That's really, really important. So again, if you get an email, answer it right away. If you have a phone call scheduled, be there when it's supposed to happen. Make Skype happen as reliably as well. And then finally, guys, I think creativity is really important in a long distance relationship. So think outside the box, if you will. I hate that pun, but anyway, that cliche, if you will. But think of creative ways to communicate how much the two of you love each other. And just a few examples, guys. Make a blog. Go make a blog page for her. Make it something you can write notes on, add photos to, maybe photos of the two of you together, or share emails or whatever. Make it private so just the two of you, or maybe her and her family, you and your family, can see how things are going and developing. Create a page somewhere on the internet. It's easy to do. That's dedicated to just the two of you in this experience, so that whenever you're not there, she can go to the internet, pull that blog up and see a message from you, or see a picture or something like that. Do that.
Are you interested in meeting the love of your life? A woman with traditional values?
Check out our website at russia-women.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.